Okay, can you guys hear me? Just let me know quick. Can you guys hear me or not? Okay, that's good. Uh, let's begin with the stream. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's having a good time. Not over trading this job and just like overall in your lives. And yeah, before we move on to my current market thoughts and a few of the charts I am looking at, as usual, I'd love to know from you people how your trading has been. What do you think about the market? How are you positioned currently, or anything in general you want to talk about before we move on to the technical and the chart side of the market? Okay, there are some messages. Hello, Jesse, Petrov, Amir. Discord sound is better. Yeah, I do enjoy way more streaming on Discord than on YouTube just because of the interface and stuff. This is why most of my regular daily streams I do are still on Discord. It's just like once in a week kind of thing that I like to do on YouTube for the public. Uh, Salam Rahim, how you doing, brother? About to take a flight. Where you headed on to? Are your vacations coming to end? Want to meet personally? Really want to discuss something important? Please reply. I don't think I'd be up to meeting anyone personally coming from internet. So yeah, I'll pass on that offer. Let's go TRB. Yeah, I am long TRB right now. I think it should run into like 80 something. If we are lucky, let's see. BTC 100k or 30k today. I think today is the day where you literally don't force on any positions, to be honest. Personally, I'm not getting too much of good vibes out of market. Those who follow me, I have been really bullish past few days, trying to long every pullback. They have paid us well, but now I kind of feel like the way we are still not able to break above these range highs, which comes in around 61.8, 62k, and the way we are still, we still keep on front running these highs, and meanwhile, the kind of coins that have started running, stuff like Cardano, Matic, some of the shit coins that are running hot, plus like I would have been okay with those coins running if BTC already had broken the range, right? BTC is still struggling above range highs. A lot of weird stuff has started popping out. Not a fan of how this overall structure looks. I'm not shorting yet because I don't feel comfortable shorting when these highs are still left untaken. So the only short trigger I'd have is like a spike up into maybe like Powell speaking today, and then short back at the weakness within the range. That's kind of the only trigger I can look for. Other than that, I don't feel comfortable shorting, neither longing here, to be honest. So mostly for me today would be the day where I'll like mostly just sit on my hands, unless it's a spike above and a weakness back below that I'd be looking to short. Are you still working with Wealth Group? Yeah, I am still. Sidelined since end of July. Probably you haven't missed much, right? If you are not in overly active in this market throughout these summers. I'm in since last night. I'm in INJ since last night holding, but worried about New York flush. If you don't feel comfortable being a position in today, especially if you are oversized, then it's good to just de-risk, man. Like you can look for trades some other in coming days. Why to trade at the most like weird day of the week? 61.7 must flip 4 hour VC 53k. Let's play level by level for now. We are at range highs. If we see a sweep into range highs and weakness back below, I think the least we can target is these lows that keep on front running, these weird looking lows. So like anything around 57, 58. Sol is weak, it's range. I agree. Also, like I've always said, I always look at Sol as an indicator if I really want to be bullish, especially on the alt side of the market. And Sol has been showing a lot of weakness. That also kind of worries me a little, to be honest. Most of the time, when you get good things in the market, are the times when Sol is leading, right? Not when Sol is looking weak like it is right now. In one side, I want a max long for Powell face comes in my front. Don't do it, man. Just stay flat. Even if we go up, I think you'd still get plenty of opportunities over the weekend on trying to long some bunch of stuff. But today, I think just sit on your hand for now. Another thing I'm not liking right now is this. Where did the chart go? Yeah, this. Even though initially the way we were selling off on dollar into these range lows, I kind of thought that we are just going to break below. But after yesterday's daily close and the way we are still consolidating above, and stocks to me look weird after yesterday's sell-off, to be honest. I doubt this does a V-shaped recovery back up. I think more or less we get a rejection on stocks today at US Open. Which kind of also makes sense. Like if you're a TradFi player and you have like last day of trading today on the week, and you have a uncertain event coming later tonight with Powell speaking, and giving you an idea of what to expect for the remaining part of the year and the rates decision coming in September. I think it kind of logically makes sense for players to de-risk on the last day of the week. Phoenix bid is gone. Some CB bidders, yeah. I don't know. My best guess is that it's still Sailor T-Wapping, but there have been strong T-Waps in Coinbase throughout this week. Either it's Sailor or it's the tether profits of this of last quarter going into BTC as promised. But whoever the entity is, they have been accumulating for throughout this week. To be honest. Salam sir, I have great respect for you. I have learned so much from you and Sarila. That good to know, brother. Uh, Especially, I think the only purpose of doing these streams is if somehow people are able to get something out of it instead of just always looking for entry price, TP and stop loss and direct trade signals. I longed TRB a while ago. Let's see how it plays out. Filled some more bets. Momentum still looks good. Like I have played the shitcoin enough to know like even though it's up 25% a day, it usually has good potential to scam run more while people keep on shorting. You, Tariq and Wood is great follower and genuine with it. Thank you. Wassalam Imran. I just want to position myself when the market really turns. Can probably take till end of September. I agree. I think like mid or end of September is where you can expect some trending price action. Till then, good chances are that you expect a range in chop. Can you take a look at Ondo? Was looking at it a while ago. Yeah, I think these are the two levels on Ondo you should be focusing on. Uh, I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday on stream we talked about how this retest is a good long on Ondo, gave a decent move out of it. Now I don't think this is where you get into this coin because study this level in past. This has been a significant level and previous range lows kind of thing. So I think if it does end up flipping 74 cents, that's a really good trigger for you to get some exposure. But right now it's still under resistance, so not the place to FOMO into. Uh, you could expect something like this, but if not, then wait for a flip, and this is where you can position with a good invalidation and probably target like these previous range highs. How are you, brother Tabish? Doing good. What about you? Same here. I've learned a lot from you over past weeks. Good to know. uh, opening BTC shots from 62 300 and 63 200. Imran, I have like kind of a similar plan, but one thing with shorting things I don't like is blindly shorting stuff, right? I am more comfortable doing that in long side, uh, because the probability of knife catching on longs is usually more than doing that on shorts. So I do have a similar plan that we take these highs, get a spike into like 62.5, 63. But I'd, to be honest, be more comfortable shorting once I start to see like at least some weakness after the sweep, right? What's telling you that we might not just keep on doing this before we find a reverse, right? So blindly shorting, the issue with blindly shorting is where would your invalidation be, right? Like if you are just blindly shorting 62 or 63, where your stops would be or where your invalidation would be, right? On the other hand, once you get the spike and you start to see weakness below, that's a really good invalidation above the highs, and you can short it back with into the range, right? So I have a similar plan, but the only thing different I'd be doing is not blindly shorting. I'd be waiting for a spike up. Once you see weakness back within the range, that's your short trigger. Obviously, that means that you won't get that good of entry, but in conditions like these, you focus more on a better probability of winning than a better entry, to be honest. Uh, Looks like USDT dominance wanna pump. I barely look at USDT dominance because I just feel like uh, it's just a lagging, what you say, not indicator but a lagging index, which doesn't tell you much of information. Uh, can you check Zek, Phil? You people usually have some weird alts request, man. Like I think there are still way better alts to be looking at than something like Nairo. Nairo, if Nairo gives a push up, I'd probably be looking for shorts, to be honest. Something like this would be a good short opportunity. But yeah, coming back to the request we got was on Zek. A few of the things to look at Zek is that it did break out of almost a 6-7 month range it was in, and after the break it has given a decent run. Now where would I want to position if I want to? I think the only logical pullback I could see to be longing, one could be an aggressive play where you look to long this breaker, previous daily 3 day supply, probably gets flipped into a good demand area. So this is a level you can watch for. But this would be more of a more aggressive pullback for me to be trying. But around 38 is where you can set alerts. If you start to see some better lower time frame structure above this area, you can try for a long back into these highs probably. If not, then I think these bear market range highs around 33 would be a really good level to try. I won't enter now, especially seems like after this range break run, it's now cooling off. I would give it some time. The only two levels I'd be interested on Zek is 38 and the next is 33. Set alerts around these two and see if you find anything interesting in coming days to try a position. TRB gave us some good fills. Hopefully it runs back up. Where would you start to TP TRB? We'll see. I think anything around a 5-7% squeeze up. From here, I'd like take out some partials and move my stops up probably. So you still think we can go to 57k? William, I've given my BTC plan to you, uh, which is that this is not a place to be longing. The only logical play I could expect on a Friday, I can look for on a Friday is if we push into these highs and short it down at weakness back below. Apart from that, I don't think there's any logical play you can look on the market for now. The best thing you can do in such conditions is instead of predicting, right, where you are asking me whether we'll go to 57 or whether we'll go to 64, 66, you are much better just reacting to what market gives you, right? For now, uh, I have nothing that I could react on to, especially with us at range highs. Uh, the only logical play, as I said, is either short at deviation back below, or maybe if you start to see some strength above range highs, you can try some continuation long into these equal highs, which is around 63.3. Only two setups that I can look for, where you look for longs either at acceptance above range highs or short at acceptance back below range lows. These are the only two plays you can look for. What's up, HBJ? Doing good, brother. What about you, George? Okay, what else do we have to talk about? Where would you long if BTC drops right now? I don't think I'd want to long a pullback from here. The reason I say that is, unless it's like a really good major pullback where we take out these lows, that's where I could be a bit interested in. But when I look at this grind up, we are constantly like grinding up above these trend lines, right? If we get a pullback, means that we'd be losing the momentum we have been in throughout this week. And once we have lost this trend line and especially this mid range, I don't know how confident I'd be in longing a pullback. Then ideally I'd be at least looking for like 57.5ish. So in summary, if we have to go up, it should be from here. If we reject from these range highs back below this mid range, I think short term things could look really bad and I won't be up for longing a pullback. So if you are bullish, pray that there is no pullback and we just go straight up from here. You know me, don't worry, it's nothing weird. Is it Groot? Would you go long or short on anything right now or best to stay idle? I'm just long on TRB, which is going good. And that's it. I don't for rest of like the reason I am playing TRB is because it's like one of the shit coins when it's on a good momentum, which it is like when you switch to Coinalyze or any of the platforms and see someone's TWAPing spot since this initial run. Overall perps momentum look good too. For funding slightly turning towards neutral and probably towards negative, which is like overall good mix on this coin for a rally up, regardless of whatever BTC and rest of market does. So that's why I'm just playing TRB. Other than that, for regular coins and BTC and rest, I have given you my triggers and stuff I'd be looking at. Would you think going long into TRB now a good idea? I know, man. I can't handhold you into position or like log into your exchange and make trades for you. I have told you what I am doing. Completely up to you what you want to. Sol and ETH both caught equal lows, which probably fell. Uh, Maybe it doesn't always have to fill, right? Like I see a lot of people concerned on those ETH and Sol longs, while if you look at most of the bottoms, uh, ETH tends to leave such lows before it, before market tends rallies higher. Like look at these lows that were left behind, these equal lows that were left before ETH rallied, or what else? I think ETH is something you have multiple examples like look at these equal lows before it bottomed, or I think there would be a lot of examples in the past as well. Yeah, look at these. No, these were not equal. These got taken out, but yeah, it doesn't always mean that equal lows need to be taken out. What else is looking good on the day apart from like some of the shit coins that are running? It was such a typical playbook on Nairo of it topping out at Bybit spot listing. Like I caught a good move on the long when the initial spot listing was announced, but this is how it typically goes for Bybit uh, listing on meme coins. So if there is like a perp listing before spot listing, usually when like spot listing is announced, it goes into a good runs, and once spot listing is done, they like top out locally. Same happened in case of Mog, same happened in case of Popcat, Whiff. All these have a pretty similar playbook whenever like they get spot Bybit listing after getting listed on perps before. These motherfucking equal lows always get swept, so I'm always a little scared. I'm saying I just talked about ETH, right? ETH tends to leave such lows behind, and this is why like ETH is the most weird thing to be trading and having any bias in this cycle, to be honest. But yeah, if such lows are on like BTC or something else, maybe I'd be looking for those sweep. But ETH is something that can just stay weird. Structure of Pepe looks great. Hmm. At least, at least not currently. I'd be entering Pepe, to be honest. It's only 7% below this important daily area. You can see multiple times rejection from same level we topped out last week. So yeah, I think at least if you want to position into Pepe, you either try to long at this daily demand left below, uh, something of this sort, or else a flip above this daily level would be ideal. Right now, just in the middle where you won't want to trade this coin, to be honest. I just have a bunch of spot, and I'm like, the issue with spot having spot right now is, and we have talked about this in the past, that either don't swing or have spot exposure right now. If you are uh, if you don't feel comfortable holding it throughout the chop and bleed of next few weeks and months. Uh, this is why time to time, past weeks, people ask me why you're not looking for spot swings and why you're not into some spot buying plan and stuff, because I don't want to put my capital into things and then just watch them either do nothing or just range or bleed in the coming weeks. So if you have strong conviction, then you can just forget about your buys and then look back to them like few months later. If you are someone who feels that there is an opportunity of your capital being in things and not doing anything, then probably I don't think this is still a good time to be looking for alt swing yet. Wait, is Pavel speaking in 1 hour? I thought he'd be speaking at the usual time when we get Pavel coming after the FOMC conference. I thought it's still 5 hours later. Someone correct me, please. Is Pavel coming in an hour or 5 hours later, which would be 11 p.m. my time, which is usually the time he comes. One hour? I didn't know about that. Interesting. Would be fun. 30 minutes in US Open, and then right 30 minutes after US Open, Pavel coming in. Just stay safe on leverage, man. Don't overexpose. Don't gamble. HBJ, hi, thanks for your work. If you're using 1K in the middle September, when we usually have dips, which spot alt would you buy to maximize from September to December or February that might 3 to 5x or more? The typical retail question that most people ask: which coin to buy for a 3-5x? First of all, I always say one thing. Telling me the amount you want to buy with doesn't do much of benefit in me answering the question, because 1K might mean a lot for someone and might just be like a pocket change for someone else. First of all, what you need to decide is the kind of risk appetite you have on that amount of capital, and it's subjective for person to person. So if the capital you want to deploy is something that you don't feel like risking too much, where you won't be comfortable having a major drawdown, then the best bet is going with majors, right? Going with stuff like Sol, BNB, even with CZ coming out of jail narrative, probably that could catch up. So BNB, Sol, maybe ETH, which I won't recommend, but yeah, so BNB, Sol, ETH, these are the things you can go for. But obviously it means that you won't get multiple excess return on these investments, right? On the other hand, if you are okay with having major drawdown, for example, if you were a majors holder this entire summer since market topped out since April, you would still be pretty much comfortable holding on to your buys, right? Sol is still ranging for the past months. BNB is still doing the same. ETH, no comments on ETH, but you get the point, right? If you are into majors, you are safe from a major drawdown if market doesn't trend up in coming months. So risk appetite, if it's less, then probably go with majors. If not, then if you feel like risking more on that sort of capital, then you can go with some of lower caps, like accumulating some memes like Popcat, WIF, Pepe, These are still somewhat safer meme coins that can't like rug 80% in a day, unlike the lower cap on-chain memes. So if you want to go with like extreme risk, then probably you do your research, dive into the meme communities and look for some really low cap stuff where you can gain like a 40-50x if it goes well. So that would be kind of the answer I'd want to give. Does it make sense to use 10x leverage long term? I buy now and wait X months, or daily traders don't do that. I am newbie thinking. No, don't do that, man. You never use leverage for your long term stuff. Um, I think the past months have proven that, in fact, like there is no leverage that's safe if you're letting it run with your entire portfolio in, no invalidation, no stop loss, and you are like, I'll just 10x my position, go into a 10x leverage and hold it for months. What happens when you get a random 20-30% flash dump candles across market, which we have seen like multiple times in the past month, right? BTC flash dumps 6-7%, and alts instantly print a 20-30% candle to the downside. So on 10x leverage, even on a 4x leverage, it's pretty easy to be liquidated uh, if you are doing long term on your stuff with leverage. So definitely not recommended. Just buy on spot and forget about it. Can you please explain the difference between demand and FVG? A demand zone for me uh, is, for example, where I don't want to go too much, like, I don't want the stream to be an educational stream where I go too much into explaining stuff, but there are two forms of demand. I'll do like a quick summary. One is which you get in a trending price action. So price is impulsing up, it consolidates for a while and then impulses back up. The consolidation it left behind before it impulsed the second time is the demand zone, where you can bet if it goes for a pull back down and back continuation up. Second form of demand is that, and this can work vice versa, right? This is a bullish demand. Invert this chart, and this is what a supply would look like, right? So if this sort of price action is coming in a downtrend, then this becomes a supply. If it's an uptrend, this becomes a demand, right? So one sort of demand and supply is which comes in a trending price action. The other is which comes in at bottoms and tops, right? So price is trending down, it consolidates at a bottom for a while and then impulses up. This consolidation that it left behind at the bottom is tend to be a demand area, right? And same goes for tops as well. So for example, Bitcoin went down, went into a small downtrend, consolidated around 63-64 for a while, and next time price went down for a pullback, where did it bounce from, right? The same demand area that it left behind. So this is the short summary on demand and supply. These invert this and this would be a supply. And FVG's imbalance are usually terms for when you get an impulsive candle down without price revisiting the gap between the wick before the candle and after the candle. The gap between these two wicks is known as imbalance or fair value gap, or just a gap, or whatever you can name this. But this is a typical FVG imbalance, what you call this, right? This tends to be also a good point of interest for reversal or a trend continuation. So this would be a quick summary of demand versus FVG. Alts have started showing momentum. Now, if a dump happens, we can plan for long term in alts. How should we plan for the bull run? I don't think I'm the best person to be asking about these things, man. I hate to be answering long term, what alts to buy, what alts to buy for a 3-4x. I don't trade long term. I don't have bags uh, that I hold for bull market and stuff. Most of my edge comes from short term trading, and that's it. Closed my long earlier today, now regretting. I did that too, but I have zero regrets to be honest. If you're booking profits and especially going into a really important event on your intraday trades, you shouldn't be worried about wherever the price goes after. It's a logical decision to take. You can always position later, even if you end up missing the move. HBJ, when you show me as your assistant, I can handle all of. Okay, DM me your CV, and I'll consider some assistant applications. Surprisingly, Popcart looks good. And why I say surprisingly is, uh, have you gotten the Binance listing yet, or is it later today? Now we haven't. So probably this is like the strength going into the listing. I'd be curious to see how the Binance listing plays out for this coin. A lot of time, these listings have marked the top on Binance. BNB? Let's look at BNB. I think this is the range on BNB to play. Uh, I won't be exposing myself on BNB here, considering it has reclaimed the range lows and has pretty much is now closer back to the range highs. If you do get a pullback into this daily demand and closer to this, where I think I'd be looking to accumulate BNB if we get. So 540, which level did you say? Uh, 563 for spot. I don't know if you get it or not, but I'd really want this 540 down till like 514 to accumulate if I wanted to. Should I send my CV for assistance? Nah, I was just joking. Why would I need an assistant? BNB quite strong. Uh, kind of it has been like the only major which ended up making new all-time highs this cycle, and also one of the major that hasn't experienced much of like drawdown so far in the past month's bleed. Popcat already listed on Binance, then why am I not seeing it? Was it a spot listing or a perps listing? I'm not seeing Popcat on my Binance. Yeah, I just saw it. So we have already gotten the listing on Binance. Interesting. Bro, you live in Pakistan? Yes, I do. I think for coins like these, I'd still want the recent highs to be flipped to be confident on a bottom. Like you could have done here and caught this 20% move. I think this is what you should be looking at on ENA. Wait for the flip of these highs and then probably look for a move back into 40 cents. Is it safe to withdraw in Pakistan? You mean like converting your USDTs into cash. Can you do a video chat with you in it? Like, nah. Doxing myself? I don't think so. US Open in 8 minutes. TRB bullish? What do you mean by that? I am long on it. I doxed myself, yeah, but first do it in public. Then come to me of me doxing or not. Yeah, I mean withdraw through P2P or directly from a seller in a bank account. I would say don't do it in big amounts because I have had an experience a few months back where one of my account got seized along with the amount because of withdrawing a decent amount from P2P. Now I just have few sources which I just like sell them without involving P2P and stuff if I want to. Love from India. Same to you too, brother. Would love to visit India one day. I also face problems doing withdrawing. Yeah, I would say just don't do it from the official channels, right? Like Binance P2P and stuff. You can always find people that you can sell your stables to. Don't sell P2P, guys. Sell USDT to cash only. Just find general people. Yeah, same advice. Can you explain TRB on Coinalyze and why you opened a long position? I have shared my Coinalyze chart in the Discord, like the Coinalyze screen. It's mainly just spot strength and perps riding the momentum up. Usually works good on TRB. US Open in 3 minutes. Getting a feeling that like burgers for the first time in a while. Bet today. Like we do something like this at Open. You're not gonna join Rego and Pocky stream? I would, probably I will. Is there any crypto correlation with DXY, like Forex have with DXY? In the end, every risk on market is somehow correlated to the dollar strength, right? Stocks have been correlated time to time with dollar strength as well. So consider it as something like dollar is a risk off asset, right? And your stocks and crypto are risk on assets, right? So if dollar is showing strength over the past days, it kinds of tell you that the people are moving from risk off assets into risk on assets into the risk off assets, right? So stocks and crypto are kind of like most of the time inversely correlated to the dollar strength, but there have been times where dollar showed strength, yet crypto ended up rallying higher. But most of the cases, you can assume that there is a negative correlation existing between these two. Yeah, US just opened. Let's see. Probably this US Open might not be that exciting because most of the participants would be waiting for the Powell speech soon, and we just chop around, which also means that I'd be hopping off now. Had like a 1 hour stream. In the end, I'd end with saying that just don't trade today, to be honest. Most people would be better off not doing much of trading today unless it's some extreme move that you want to counter to either side. Until that happens, I think entering any position right over here have the most chances of you losing money today on leverage, to be honest. So just stay patient. Yeah, that would be it from my side. Hope everyone had a good time. Take care. See you people soon. Allah Hafiz.